Once upon a time, there was a little boy named Lamont and a beautiful Hawaiian girl named Leah, and they had a podcast show. And in this podcast, they talked about wondrous things that people just tuned into and couldn't get enough.
Lamont, when I said tell a story, I meant like a fairy tale or like something interesting that happened.
Well, this happened to me.
Oh my God.
I'm Lamont, your exotic listener of tales.
And I'm Leah, the magical story creator.
And you're tuning into
Into
the Lamont and Leah podcast.
podcast. Okay, so today we're going to be trying something new that we haven't done on this channel, but I think it could be very fun. Some of my favorite podcasts, Lamont, are story podcasts.
I like story podcasts.
Yeah, I think they're really great, and I think I want to do those sometimes. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm going to start off so that you can kind of see what I'm talking about, and our listeners can kind of get a feel and let us know if this is something that they're interested in. And we can, continue. And I think because we don't really have like too solid of a theme. So like some of the stories I listen to are from true crime podcasts. So obviously their stories are going to be about criminals and stuff. So I think we could just tell stories. It could be personal stories or fairy tales or like maybe a news story we read that was super interesting for us. But yeah, so storytelling. I know that's something that both of us enjoyed when we were younger.
I still enjoy it. I mean, audiobooks, hello.
Yeah, so I think this is right up our alley, something we both like, and something I'd like to bring to the podcast.
Cool. Let's do it. So I do have a question, Leah.
Yes.
I was like at our first intro, our first intro.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the voice? Did it ring a bell for you? Like my inspiration, where I might have gotten it from?
How about you tell me?
Xena Warrior Princess. I was kind of like trying to go for like that voice, like at that narrator.
Yeah. Oh man, I love Xena. That was a good show.
That was a great show. It was better than Hercules. I'm sorry.
And Lucy Lawless.
Gorgeous.
Oh my God.
And Renee O'Connor. Amazing.
Oh my God. That's not what we're talking about today.
All right, so back on track.
Okay, so I'm gonna go first. So some background information you're gonna need for this tale I'm going to tell today. This takes place in Hawaii.
Ooh.
And this takes place on Big Island near the volcano.
Okay.
So that's why if you're watching this on YouTube, I'm actually wearing my Volcano National Park shirt today. Beautiful. I thought it was thematic.
You know what we should do? We should like link the Disney like short film in this.
Oh yeah, we can link the lava. Was it I Lava You or something? Yeah.
Like
That's a cute one. Yeah, we'll link that just because it's cute. Yeah, so it takes place in Hawaii, takes place near the volcano. Another thing that we need to know is, do you know what breadfruit is?
I do not know what breadfruit is, but
Okay.
I am definitely down because you said bread.
Lamont loves his carbs. So it is a tropical fruit that a lot of a lot of native people from the islands love to eat. And usually you throw it like right into the fire and it cooks it and it makes it nice and golden brown on the inside. Okay. Um,
How's it
Another,
taste?
you know what? I've never had it.
Yeah,
I
you gotta have
know.
it.
I know. Some of my friends have given me flack for it. They're like, how the heck are you Hawaiian and have never had breadfruit? I'm like, I don't know, dude. I've been meaning to try it. I just haven't had a chance to yet.
Right. So the next chance you get, you and Patrick should definitely go to a luau. Do they do this at luau's?
I don't know. I don't like luau's out here.
Um,
They're really
okay.
touristy.
Okay.
But yeah, you know what? I'll post about it if I do. I might this week just because now I'm reminded of it because of our story
Okay.
today. So the next thing, and I think this is the last. No, there's two more things we need to know.
Okay.
So the next thing that we need to know is what kappa is. So
Okay.
kappa is pretty much fabric that
Okay.
is pounded out um, from a certain type of tree, the bark. You pound it till it becomes malleable and pretty much just fabric.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, so in here we'll be talking about scraps of kappa, which I'm just going to call flags because literally that's what the story is talking about. They just took the kappa and made little like flags and banners out of them. So I'll just call them in flags and banners, but that's what they're made out of, kappa. And the last thing we need to know before we get started is uh, about Pele. You've
That
seen,
sounds familiar.
yes, you've seen Lilo and Stitch, right?
Yes.
Okay, so in Lilo and Stitch 2, Lilo is writing a story for the May Day hula competition.
Okay.
And she says, I'm going to tell the story about Pele, her sister Hi'iaka, and their lover Lohiau.
Okay.
So that's probably where you've heard it.
Okay.
But a quick rundown who Pele is. Pele is the goddess of lava and fire. She is the entity of lava and fire, right? So a lot of people will see her image in the in the what is the word? Volcano. This part.
Okay.
The
The smoke.
Yeah, when when the lava explodes, a lot of times people
Oh,
will
she's the
see.
lava.
Yeah, she is the lava.
Okay.
Um, so her whole name is Pele Honua Mea, which is Pele of the sacred land. So in the Hawaiian culture, we find that lava and like lava fields and volcanoes or stuff are very sacred because that is how the islands are formed.
Yeah.
It is creation and destruction all within itself. Um, so she's known as she who shapes the sacred land because when
Ooh.
lava comes, it creates more land, but it also takes away the land that's already there and recreates it. So she lives in Kilauea, which is in Volcano National Park. She lives in the volcanoes. Um, is that all that I needed to say about that? She's just one of the most well-known like Hawaiian goddesses, I think. Yeah, and people are very particular about how you mention her. So I gotta watch what I'm saying and make sure I'm saying it right before they all come for me. Or she comes for me. I don't know.
Please don't assassinate Leia.
I know, right? I'm trying to do something good. All right. I think that's all the information we need. So, let's get started, shall we?
Let's do this.
Like I said, this story takes place near the volcanoes. So these two girls, they don't have names in the story, but I'm pretty sure we could give them names.
Let's do that. Let's give them
All right,
names.
let's give them names.
I got it.
Okay.
Amalia and Daphne.
Amalia and Daphne. Oh my gosh. No, we can't give them my sister's names. That's bad luck.
Okay. What would be a pretty Hawaiian name?
Let's do
Melee.
Mele,
And
Maka.
is that a girl name?
Yeah, we'll do Mele and Maka.
Okay.
All right. So, we'll say that Mele is the older child. They're like probably like teenagers or something, a little older. They're not adults yet, but they're old enough to be going out on their own. So Mele's a little older, maybe not by much, and Maka's a little younger.
Okay.
So Mele and Maka, they live up towards the mountains, and they decided one day that they wanted to go have a picnic. So
I love it.
they pack up their stuff and they go for a little hike. They're going up the mountainside. They want to have like a picnic with a view, right?
Ooh.
That's what I love about living out here. Like if you ever want to have a picnic, you're like, all right, well, let's go have a view, and that's like very easy to have. So they go on their little hike, and they get to they find this really nice spot. It's overlooking everything, and they're also playing it safe. They can see the trail, so if anyone's coming up there, they're smart. They know.
Safety matters.
Exactly. And so Mele builds a little fire, and Maka goes and grabs some breadfruit,
Ooh.
and they start cooking it. And, they're waiting, they're chit-chatting, and they're having fun, and the breadfruit's almost done. And so Mele says, you know what, I think it's almost done. You want to check them? So Maka, pokes at it, and she goes, yeah, I'm pretty sure this is done. So they get their plates and stuff together, and they start divvying it out, and they're about to start eating. And Maka looks down, and she sees someone coming up the path, and she goes, oh, hold on. She takes a look. She goes, hey, is that an old lady? And then Mele looks. She goes, yeah. Why is there an old lady up here? And, she's like, well, I don't know. Maybe she's just hiking or something. Whatever. And so Mele just goes back and sits down and eat. Maka's like, should we go help her? I don't know if she should be hiking by herself.
That's thoughtful.
Mele, being a little older, is just kind of like, no, oh my gosh, let's just eat. She's fine. She wouldn't be hiking if she couldn't hike, And so, yeah, so Maka's just like, okay, I guess. All right, well, let's eat. So they start to eat. And from behind them, a voice calls out, goes, do you have any extra? And they both turn around. They're like, oh, who's that? And the old lady standing behind them.
How did she get there so fast?
And they're trying to think to themselves, like, dang, she got some legs on her.
Okay, so I'm glad we're on the same page.
Yeah. But, there's like, all right, well, I guess she made it up here pretty quick.
She must be a witch.
And Mele is kind of like, no, dude, why? We shouldn't give her any food. This is all you brought.
They could share.
And Maka says to her, yeah, but she's an old lady and she's hungry. We have extra. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
And so Maka gets a little setting out for the older lady and gives her some. But the girls, now that there's a stranger here, they don't really know what to talk about, because they're just like, well, I mean, it's kind of weird now. So they just kind of eat in silence. It's a nice view.
Millennials.
Right? Who knows?
Okay.
So they're just kind of eating in silence. It's a nice day. It's a nice view. So it's not that bad. But, can't really talk. Came up here to hang out. And the old lady finishes her food very quickly. And the girls are impressed. They're like, damn, dude, this food was hot. We just took it off the fire. And she, went in, dude. She went in. And the old lady's like, can I have a little more? And now the girls are kind of just like, I mean, this is our food. And
right. Now she's being kind of greedy.
Yeah. So, now the girls are just kind of like, okay, well, this is our food, man. She just came out of nowhere, and now she's eating our lunch.
I mean, that is a little bit greedy.
Yeah.
I can feel that. I can feel that.
Yeah. So they're feeling a little uncomfortable. But Maka, being the youngest, is just kind of like, well, I mean, we have more. But Mele kind of gives her those eyes. You know those eyes you give your friend where you're like, no, don't do it, don't do it.
You mean the eyes that we've given each other a million times?
Yeah, exactly. So she's like, no, don't give the lady food. Like, they're mentally talking to each other like best friends. Like, no, don't give her any food. And we're just like, yeah, but we have some. Yeah, but it's our food. They're having a little mental conversation. But in the end, Maka gives her some food.
Leia, I have to say, I'm surprised that Melee, with her being so much older, I feel like she would be know better, and like you treat your elders like better. I don't know.
Yeah. So I thought that was a little weird too, but I mean, different folks, different strokes.
Greedy. I'm just joking. She's not. All right, so
I'd,
continue.
I'd be pretty upset if someone just randomly came over and like, can I have some food? I'm like, this is my picnic. Did you hike up the mountain with all this? No. But anyway, so they give the old lady some more, and then she finishes, and the girls are still eating what they had. And then the old lady gets up to leave, and she's like, okay, well, bye.
Okay.
So as she's walking away, the old lady stops. She turns around, she looks at the girls. She goes, by the way, tell your families to hang some kappa flags around your house for the next 10 days or so, and it'll keep you safe. The girls kind of look at each other and they're like, okay, so she's greedy and crazy.
I would ignore that warning.
Right? Like,
I mean, like, she's old. She got the hill super fast.
Right. She's senile.
Right. Like, I would be like, okay, like, it would be a weird experience, but I'd be like, maybe we should listen.
So, yeah. But the lady eventually just continues on the path. And they're just like, okay, whatever. The girls finish up their day, their hike, they're spending time together, clean up all their stuff, whatever. And then they go home. So that night, as, the family is coming home and settling down, and this is at Maka's house, so the younger girl.
Well, don't they live at the same house?
They don't, because they're just best friends.
I thought they were sisters.
No, they're best friends.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, they're just best friends. So, they go their separate ways. Hi, sorry, have a good day. Talk to you tomorrow. That kind of thing. And so Maga's family is getting settled in for the night. You know how families are. Like, oh, what'd you do today? Oh, that's nice. Talking to each other about what they did. And, they ask Maka what she did that day. And she starts telling them, well, me and Mele, we hung out. And everyone's like, yeah, you always hang out, whatever. And she goes, we went for a hike. And they're like, yeah, you always go for a hike. Who cares? Like, and then we had a picnic on the mountainside. And we had breadfruit. And they're like, all right, cool. And she goes, and then we saw an old lady. And now everyone's interested. They're like, you saw an old lady on your hike? And they want to know more. So, of course, Maka starts telling them about what happened. How she just appeared out of nowhere and asked for food, and they gave her some food. Spooky, spooky.
Ominous.
And, they're listening to this story, and her grandma interrupts. And she goes, you know what? I'm really proud that you gave her food. Like, that you really, I'm really proud that you respected your elders and knew that if she's doing that hike, she probably needed some, food. Like, thank you for doing that.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Did Maka throw Melee under the bus?
I don't know. Maybe. Like, yeah, well, I gave her food, but, Melee, that girl. Actually, she does throw Melee under the bus a little bit. So she tells the family, she's like, yeah, I mean, Melee said we shouldn't, but I figured we probably should. It's good. And the mother's feeling really happy inside, like, oh, we raised our child right, like, yay. And so, Melee, Maka's feeling all nice and good inside, and she wants to continue the story. So she goes, yeah, so after she ate, she walked away, but then she turned back around and she gave us this weird message. She said that we need to, hang copper flags around the house. I don't know what that was about. That was weird. And the grandma like stops and she's like, she said what?
Uh-oh.
And now everyone's like looking at grandma like, is she crazy too? Like, are all these old people crazy or something?
No, old people aren't crazy. They're more wise.
And so, grandma like looks at the parents and she goes, no, we need to do that. That's very important for us to do. And, Maka's like, why? Like, it's just some random old lady who's just like, you need to hang copper flags. Da, 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 da. And grandma turns around and she goes, that old woman was Pele.
Dun, dun, dun.
And, Maka's not sure if she believes her. She's like, okay, grandma, but we'll do it. So they go around the house and they hang copper flags and nothing happens for like a week. Nothing like there's no impending danger. Nothing is exploding or falling or whatever. And they're just like,
but did she tell Mele like to do the same thing?
I mean, the old lady did tell them, but I don't think Mele did anything. I think just Maka did.
Gosh.
So, like a week passed and nothing happens. And they're just like, all right, well, we're just going to keep him up there. The lady said 10 days. So it's only been 7. Let's just leave him up there.
God rested in 7 days.
And so on day 8, stuff starts to happen. Starts to be little tremors, little earthquakes. Nothing too crazy, but it's suspicious. And someone looks up at the volcano. They see little plumes of smoke. And they're just like, oh crap. Is the volcano about to erupt? Everyone's watching it because they're close enough to the volcano that this could be pretty bad for them. If anything happens.
Right.
And they're like, oh crap, did someone do something to piss Pele off? Like, what's going on?
Like, didn't give her some breadfruit.
Right? So Maka is just like, okay, well, we're definitely going to keep these little things up, these little flags, because I'm not going to take my chances. And so over the course of a few days, it starts getting worse and worse. And now they're pretty sure that the volcano's going to go. So people start, they start prepping. And the thing about volcanoes is you can't determine when they're actually going to go off.
Yeah, that is so true.
Yeah, sometimes there'll be activity and then nothing will happen. Or sometimes there'll be activity and you're like, okay, well, it's pretty low. And then all of a sudden it goes off. You never know. So people start prepping and they're like, okay, well, I mean, I have to move. I'm too close or
yeah. You
whatever.
want to get far away too because the ash can go far.
Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, the volcano goes off.
Uh-oh.
And in the smoke is the face of Pele. And Maka looks up and she's like, oh, crap. That's the same exact face that we saw. Like, that's the same eyes, everything. That looks exactly like the old lady that we saw. And grandma's just like, told you. And so the next day, the fire stops, but they noticed that the lava started flowing down the mountainside.
Uh-oh.
Just flowing and flowing. And so, everyone's watching. They're just like, it could go the other side of the mountain. It could come straight towards our town. They're watching it. And all of a sudden they get news. Someone comes. They're like, nope, it's about to flow down this way. Y'all need to get out of here. So people start leaving in droves, right? And so people who believe in Pele are like, okay, well, I mean, we need to do something because I don't want my house to be destroyed. So they start, sending their offerings. They like put their best offerings out in front of their house. They're just like, oh man, I hope like this is enough. And they leave. And so, Maka is just like, okay, well, what do we do, family? Like, do we get out of here? Do we stay? Like, what's going on? Grandma's like, don't worry. Okay. you met Pele. She told us to do this. We'll be fine. We're good. But Maka's like, Grandma. There's
Right?
lava.
I would
Call
still
me
want to leave.
to the
Like, sure,
house.
we'll be fine. Like, we did what she said. Can we, like, go? Like, let's go. So when we come back, our house will be here. But, like, let's go just in right? I feel that.
Yeah, and Maka's like, Grandma, I don't know about this. But Grandma's just like, no, we are fine. We're going to stay here. We'll be perfectly fine.
So,
yeah.
Old woman's crazy. I'm sorry.
Right? Because now I'm questioning.
Like, I didn't think she was crazy before, but I'm like,
like, I don't know, Grandma. Like, I don't want to be here. But Grandma's like, it's fine because we listened to her. And Pele is only going to punish those that have been unkind to her.
ooh.
And Maka's just like, wait, what? She looks over at Mele's house, a few houses down, and she's like, excuse me? My friend lives right there. And now they can see the lava. Like, it's close enough that they can see it.
Oh my
And they're
goodness.
all just holding their breath, and they're watching it. And all of a sudden, the lava hits a rock, and it splits into two streams right around Maka's house.
Wow.
And Maka's sitting there in her house watching two huge streams of lava as they pass her house and don't touch her house. And she's like, what? And she decides to look down the street at Mele's house. Nope. The lava went straight into Mele's house. So, her Mele's family started running for it because for some reason they hadn't left either. I guess
Why wouldn't they leave?
I don't know. I guess they had made their offerings and put them out in front of the house and were hoping, but it split right there and went right towards their house now, and it's completely engulfed in lava.
Did Millie and her family get out of there?
I don't know. And that is the story of the girl who gave breadfruit.
Wow. So, as you're telling this story, I had a couple different thoughts.
Okay.
So, when the old lady was mentioned first, I kind of pictured your mom with her bun.
Okay.
As the face, but older. And then I see symbolisms to stories that I grew up in. So, this story was about faith, right?
Mm-hmm. And respecting your elders.
And respecting your elders.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm thinking Moses, and you remember how God was put the blood on the door,
Yeah.
and the death will pass over.
Yeah.
So she put up the flags, and the lava of death went around the house. So I was I kind of felt this is similar in this aspect. Actually, Pele's a god, right, or goddess.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then, definitely the respect your elders and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And Melee was greedy and didn't really want to help and kind of lacked that compassion.
Yeah.
And she knew better.
Yep, she did.
Wow. Well, that was a great story, Leah.
Thank you. I enjoyed it. If anyone wants to read any other Hawaiian stories, there's this great book called Hawaii Island Legends. I'm holding the book up, but for our listeners, I'll have a link down below where you can go check it out for yourself. I really love this book. It's super interesting. And these ones are specific to the island of Hawaii, so the Big Island, not all the islands. So these all take place on Big Island. I don't know if there's books for the other islands. I'd love to figure that out and read those. But this is it's a fun book, and you learn a lot about Hawaiian culture in these, and like what is important to our culture, like respecting your elders and respecting nature and stuff are two really big themes
Yeah.
within this book.
I have a question.
Yes.
So Disney made Moana, which I really love. They didn't say if it was Hawaiian or Samoan or Tongan.
It's supposed to be like a combination of a bunch of different Polynesian things. So they kind of like they picked and chose between a bunch of different Polynesian cultures and kind of put them together. Which some people are upset about because of like how disrespectful you'd pick apart our cultures. But for other people, it's just really nice to see, because they're not saying, okay, well, this is this culture, and if they get a little thing wrong, then it's a big deal. But because they're like making up their own culture.
So my question
Yeah.
is Takar or Taka, the goddess of lava or fire, real? Like, was that a real goddess?
I think it is based off of Pele, which you will find a goddess or god similar to Pele in almost all of the Polynesian cultures. But some people weren't really happy with how angry they made that. They kind of made it into a monster, whereas at least in Hawaiian culture, Pele isn't a monster, but she is the one who creates the sacred land. So I guess it just depends on how you look at it. Like some
Yeah.
people see lava as like a terrible evil thing, whereas out here we look at it as it's new life. Pretty much.
Right. So in the Disney movie, um,
She's
she
also
was
Tefiti.
angry.
Yeah, and then also Tefiti. Yeah, so
She was both. She was Tafiti and Taka.
yeah.
She was angry because her heart was stolen,
Mm-hmm.
and so she had lost the power to create.
Yeah.
And so I can see why they kind of made it kind of villainous. But then, like, I think the overall theme there wasn't, she wasn't villainous. She was just in pain.
Yeah.
And she needed to heal, and she couldn't heal until
Yeah.
her heart was returned.
Yeah.
And, like, I try not to tear up when she's like, I know who you are. She's, like, singing the way. I'm like, oh my God, so bad, so
Yeah,
bad.
actually Moana definitely made me cry. It was so beautiful seeing parts of my culture like on screen. Yeah, I cried. Feels silly to say I cried at a Disney movie, but representation matters.
It does. And, like, I am kind of proud of Disney. Like, not proud of Princess and the Frog. Not proud at all of Princess and the Frog. But I'm glad we have Lilo and Stitch. Like, that's a Hawaiian story. I'm glad we have Moana, which is a Islander story. So, I'm glad we have those.
Yeah. All right, so let's take a break real quick, and then we'll be right back.
So, Leah, today is Mother's Day.
Yes, it is.
And you're a dog mommy.
I am a dog mommy.
So, happy
Over there.
Mother's Day.
Thank you.
And in honor of Mother's Day, I have an activity.
Alrighty.
So, are you ready to do a Mad Lib?
Oh my gosh, yes. I've been ready since the last one we did.
So, the first thing we're going to need is an adjective.
Majestically. Or majestic.
Okay.
Majestic or majestically, whichever makes more sense grammatically.
Okay, now I need a verb. A verb.
Verb, it's what you do. Eat.
Okay, now I need another verb and an emotion. A verb and emotion.
Punch and happy.
Another emotion.
Another emotion. Thankful.
Now I need a verb.
Verb. Move.
I need another emotion.
Another emotion. So emotional. Dead.
Leah. That's not an emotion.
Okay, fine. Pissed.
All right, Leah, I need a verb.
Another verb. Cut.
I need an adjective.
Adjective and adjective. Ginormous.
So I need another verb.
Humor. Like to humor something.
I need a adjective describing food.
Mushy.
And I need a noun as well.
A noun. Boot.
And I need another noun.
Breadfruit.
I need a verb.
Dance.
And then I need another verb.
Transform.
And I need another verb.
Seize.
I need a verb ending in ing.
Let's see. Joking.
Adjective.
Adjective. Magic. Magically. Yep.
The last adjective.
Adjective. Fit.
All right. Leah, are you ready to read this?
Yes, please. My mother is special.
That's not what it says. Oh.
That's the title.
That's the top. Sorry, guys.
Okay. My mother is majestic because she eats care of me and always makes me punch happy. When I'm feeling thankful, my mom moves me. And when I feel pissed, she cuts everything feel ginormous. On my birthday, my mother humors my favorite meal, mushy boot on breadfruit. My mom always makes sure I dance my homework, transform my teeth, and seize my room. She has a way of always joking me feel magically, and that's why my mother is so fit.
Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day. We'll be posting a link to that in our description and also on our Facebook, so feel free to fill in your own hilarious Mother's Day greeting. All right, well, thank you, Lamont, for that.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Just print that out and just send it to my mom, please.
Oh my goodness. How about I just take a screenshot of it and send it to Kavika? Are you okay there? Are you okay?
Don't laugh and drink stuff.
Not a good idea.
No, don't send a screenshot to my mom, please.
So that was our incredible story, and we had the fun Mother's Day madlib.
Yep.
Today was a pretty good day.
Yeah, I think so too. Again, if you liked these story episodes, let us know. I would love to do some other ones. I'd love to hear Lamont tell a story. He's a pretty good storyteller. So, I hope y'all say you want more, because you're gonna miss out on Lamont telling stories.
Well, yeah, definitely leave a comment. Tell us what you guys think. Tell us what you liked most about the story, what you didn't like most about the story, how maybe you would have wrote an alternative ending. Who knows? Like, we want to hear from you guys. And again, like, I will comment, I will see it, I will like it, I will let you know that I got it.
Exactly. But yeah, thank you guys for listening.
Today's life lesson is owning the stories you tell yourself and communicating them. Did you guys realize that we all form stories in our heads? Think about it. Something happens, someone says something or does something, and then our human nature is to try to make sense of what is going on. And we filter it. And we start creating stories. So when we come up with a story, some of them might be correct based on the information we have. Some of them may not be correct. More times than not, it's not 100% correct, right? We need to practice communicating the stories that we create. Consider using this phrase. The story that I'm telling myself is, you lied to me because you didn't trust me. The story that I'm telling myself is, you didn't show up because you didn't care enough. Do you see how that allows you to kind of dig deep, be honest and vulnerable, and communicate your feelings? And someone can be like, no, that wasn't it. It wasn't because I didn't trust you. Or it wasn't because I didn't care. Right? And they can help correct. Because you have these ideas in your head, and your ideas aren't going anywhere. So communicate them effectively, without blaming anyone. Take ownership. And this will help us communicate our emotions more effectively. And that is today's life lesson.